everyone. It's 5:43 on the clock. 5, 4, 3. Let's go ahead and take our deep breaths. The twin flame general read in front of you, really cool messages today, so definitely listen to that one. We're going to go ahead and take these deep breaths, so go ahead now. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. Hope you're doing well today, having a nice day. Didn't get much sun here today. And thank you all for joining me. I so appreciate your company. And we're going to get right into this. Let's roll the die, see what's coming up for the twin flames. I have a morning message today, the union read and the twin flame read in front of you, but really cool messages. All right, for the twin flames, this November 15th, 2021, we have the number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune, a turn for the better. It's also Libra energy for me. We also have the Ram and Aries energy. So that would be the axis of Aries and Libra. And then again, we have Saturn, which came up yesterday. Oops, sorry about that. So we have Saturn as well. And Saturn is Capricorn. So Libra, Aries, and Capricorn, the taskmaster, along with, you know, the Ram that just jumps in first, and then Libra, which is then cleaning up the mess, trying to balance it out again. And then we have Capricorn coming in, trying to make sure everybody takes care of their end of the deal, so to speak. So these are the pictures. All right, so the first one's the Metatron Deck. Okay, and that was from my morning messages, which were really cool as well. I want you to take a look at the fact that this is, in this picture, is the dragon fire energy with a clear pyramid. Down here is the upright pyramid and the reverse reflection pyramid of the masculine and the feminine. And in the middle is the wing with the diamond light. So it's very much about all wings here, the dragon wings, the bird wings, and then the angel wings here, which will come up in the read. And also as being the pillar of light here, this light is being exuded to the grid, to light up the grid here. Very significant energies. We also have here the union read, which is today 4D, 5D, 60. 4D, 5D, 60. Feminine, incoming, outgoing, divine masculine. Underlying energies, closing energies of the Page of Pentacles again, the Queen of Cups. The union over here with the, I believe that's the divine masculine. That's the Four of Pentacles back there, which is the divine masculine's heart in the crystal bat cave. Left is the feminine, right's the masculine, and the bridge between them in the center. And then we have the read in front of you here, both of the Syrian Starseed deck. And this is a 7-deck read. This is the full read in front of you on the table. They're both general readings. This one's more general overall for the twins. The first one's more about the physical union. And if you want something more specific, my information's below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I have a CD out there also called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn, Stainthorpe, if you want to check that out. The music will definitely help you clear as well. And so here we go. So I'm going to start out with today's message. Today is the 15th, which is the 15 of the shadow side, the devil card. And the day adds up to 31, which is a 4. 31 is the 5 of Wands, which can be conflict and battles and competition, but also can be playtime and having fun and the pursuit of happiness. So it is also a 4, which is about manifesting on the survival level, or kind of the 3D wounded warrior level. And the 15. So there's a lot of shadow coming up today. We're really dealing with the 3D stuff today. But it was interesting because the colors that came up from the Metatron cards were indigo, lilacs, and golds, and wings, which are very much the angelic realms and the higher chakra system of the feminine. So the messages were coming up regarding what I just showed you in the pictures of the fire of the sun, the white of purity of the wings, and the diamond light of the 51, which is the King of Swords, and then the air energy of the birds and the sky, and the 13 of transition, and transitioning from the masculine to the feminine, and then the third energy of that pure white energy in between, just like the pillar of light and us lighting up the grid with the golden Christ light. So there was different parallels coming in with these different columns of the cards here. So the clear pyramid alone, and then reflecting the feminine in the other card, and in the middle, or the final one, would be the angel wings of the diamond light. And then it was also reflecting the lower chakra system, the slightly upper chakra system with the light blues and purples, and then all violet and lilac above the head type of energy. And then the dragon, with bat wings, and then the bird wings, and then graduating to the angel wings, where you see each feather close up really light. It gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And then the dragon being very hot, the bird being warm, and the cool being lighter and lighter in the angel wings and the diamond light. So the King of Swords of the 51 and the white diamond wing light coming up between the 19 and the 13 of the sun, or the sun, and the death, or the portal, or perhaps the sun's death and the sun portal, which can represent Jesus's death as well. And there was a plane overhead right at that moment at 12:12 to 12:13, which is the transition to the next. So the beacon was the first card out today. Again, that beacon of light, like the towering lighthouse on the big rock with the waves beating up against the rock. And we end on the new dawn, going into the overtime cards of having clarity and such. But this is how it went. Shine your light up towards the electromagnetic grid, the grid holder, untying the karmic knots by being immovable and standing strong, mastering the twins' path by lighting up the grid. So if you're called to travel somewhere, it might be because they need you to bring your energy there to light up the grid. And then movement, exercise, where land meets sea on the ground, running on an even playing field, which came up the other day about when you're that lighthouse up on a big rock, you're not playing on an even playing field, you're up above the others. Whereas where the beach meets the sea is an even playing field. And that came up again today. So leveling out the playing field with the shadow grounded, or a very large bird or angelic energy showing themselves here as you go into your 3D exercise. And then two birds in the air, the hermit's journey alone, invited into the Christ Golden Gate, which I told you about a window I woke up seeing in my dream yesterday, which today they were showing me was that Christ Golden Gate, the shape of the pointed top window. And that was coming up in the card today. And I woke up again with weird dreams this morning, which I'll tell you in a minute. But again, the Golden Gate of the window, or the door with the wings, two wings and two flames being the pillars, right? The grid holders. And the unity gold in the middle, standing up, being the door frame. And remember yesterday, the door frame versus the articulation, or the hinge in the middle, was coming up yesterday. The support frame, the pillar that holds the wings. So again, referencing the structure of your body, your bones, your bodily temple, and balancing it out, your holy, like the whole thing, temple at 12:26, which is the 12 of the Hanging Man and the Page of Wands, that inspiration to love your temple and make sure your support is balanced within you. So, okay, I'm going to turn the light on now here. So, let me show you that card too, so you have more of a visual reference. All right, so this is that card I was talking about. It's like that pointed frame window. It's the Christ light with the wings and the two flames on either side, right? The gate holders. There's a lot of wings here too. Your wings were a big focus here, that lightness of your wings, but also your wings. Remember I had you do that yoga exercise of putting your hands on the top of your shoulders and circling your elbows in both directions, but especially aimed backward because you'll really feel it in your wings. So the Holy Temple, your body, at 3:22, because I had a meeting in between, and paddling on. And again, the energy of Phoenix was coming up, and the Two of Cups, the 1-to-1 of rising from the ashes, letting go of control, releasing, in the fall as we go from fall to winter, right? And then review the Akashic records by hanging out and seeing new perspectives in order to kind of light a fire under you for inspiration, passion, a love for life, which is then the Knight of Wands, which is that one, getting going, with ice castles and Disney kind of energy, which is like, what are your dreams? What do you dream of? At 3:33, review and reflect, meditation at dark, with the gold light up and the gold cup, the Holy Grail, and a sudden event of self-love in that, right? So meditating at dark, which is just getting dark now here. The wake-up call, listen and take notes. The justice of listening to Libra, perhaps, or a balanced read as the indigo child. Perhaps you're doing some learning today as well as giving to others. Listening about mysteries of life with the water and dolphin emotions, and I have a little bit of dolphin sounds on in the background. And not just 2 pyramids here now, but 10 or 12 sets of the upright masculine and the reversed feminine pyramids in pairs in this very emotional diamond sound energy. The chariot of infiltration for emotional well-being. So remember to drink your water and do things that make you emotionally feel good and happy. Meditate on your shadow with Sandalphon, being present with you now, and the harp, the open heart. And then Sangaya was coming up. You might want to check Sangaya out if you want to. She uses harp to release through sounds and notes. The colors of gold and the gold crown, and then the sacral energy of the womb and the Holy Grail were coming up to travel. Go ahead at the end of the day and then travel on your journey. Just go with the flow. Mastering the twins, lighting up the grid at the season's change as we come upon 12/21 to 22, which is the season change. The Hermit's movement with unity and compassion, standing up for oneself in the 1-to-1 dance of the masculine and feminine, with letting go of control to hang out and see new perspectives, to become inspired, to move your body and give a message of the High Priestess, your epiphanies, of justice for all to the indigos who are willing to listen to the mysterious call with dolphin sounds and water sounds, perhaps, to infiltrate or help the information to sink in. The new dawn, in turn, for the better. The 15 came up here with the shadow, and today is the 15th, to meditate with Sandalphon, who's a very sweet, creative energy, on the Fool's Journey with us now, as I was wearing my 22 shirt, which is the Fool's Journey, of Saint Lights, or the Path of Light, or the Yellow Brick Road, and so on, journey on, and carry on. That was coming up as well. On the left here was the dragon bird and the diamond light, the pillars of spirituality and Christ unity, and the doorway of gold. To check the Akashic records and flex your wings. It's important here. and then sit back to see what appears. Take a time out. It's like that person sitting under the tree to reflect on what they've just experienced. The middle ground here is the grid of the canoe or the flow flowing down the river of heart and soul and heart of gold, connecting with the grid to undo those karmic knots and then go with the flow into the heart and the Holy Grail cups to infiltrate that energy, that creative energy to infinitum of creative gold light in the womb, the sacral, and the sacred, to make sure to stop in between things, to go into the flow of the heart, the womb, and the crown. Because you light up my life, you give me hope to carry on. All right, so that energy was coming up as a message from Spirit to you. The right side here is the masculine of jogging or walking or just exercise and letting go at the beach or just the place where the land meets the sea, at the solstices and the equinoxes, at the articulation, where the castle meets the sky, and the heart fire in calling out to another, as the indigo children and dolphins listen at 4:53, which is the Emperor and the Knight of Swords. The divine masculine and the divine feminine shadow, or the feminine shadow and the masculine fool, on the journey of the sacral or sacred and gold or sunshine. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. So there's John Denver coming up. So some just very beautiful heartfelt love messages from Spirit to you. So then we have our union read here for 4D, 5D, 6D, and this was at 8 o'clock last night. The home and union, the divine masculine's heart at the castle, with the underlying energy being the 4 of Wands, the central energy being the 9 of Wands or the wounded warrior, and the closing card being the Page of Pentacles. The divine masculine's heart at the castle, receiving love, as the wounded warrior with flame in hand is making sides even, while the Page of Pentacles is exploring their abilities, and the Queen of Cups exploring her emotions. Something for everyone. The incoming divine feminine, the 7 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, and the higher self, is the phoenix rising with flame in hand to come together with higher self and the Akashic records, or perhaps reading from a book to get some information. The 4D is the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. The divine feminine always sharing, but not sure if they should this time. The divine masculine hiding in the woods by the creek with their blinders on, or one from their side is, bringing or bridging by passing downloads as 2 men take notice. The 5D here is the 8 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, and the King of Cups. The divine feminine working with crystal light and protection, the divine masculine King of Cups and unconditional love of pools reflecting, bridging with the wounded warrior or victim pleading their case. In the 6D is the 10 of Wands, guidance, and the 5 of Swords. The divine feminine Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind with light at the end of the tunnel. The divine masculine stretching and growing and juggling the frog to the prince with 2 orbs on the ground for later. I was just getting Castle Rock. On a rock in the mists of Avalon. Bridging with guidance, the Hierophant or a Taurus, or bridging with guidance, hanging out with Buddha and Sphinx in Atlantean energies manifesting the end of war and burdens. The outgoing divine masculine here was reflection, shadow, and the 2 of Swords. Of the hermit looking to see what's out back, in the shadows lurking while knowing and floating on air, doing shadow work for peace of mind, exploring their abilities and gifts of the heart. The divine feminine here sharing, settling out, and working the end of the cycle of responsibilities and burdens, taking a load off, to let go of victim completely. The divine masculine, perhaps after an eye procedure, seeing double perhaps, or loving it all, or trying to feel their way through with their eyes closed, or released from blindness. I was blind, but now I see, manifesting the frog to the prince in the home stretch here. The bridge of passing messages, of balls or hail or a weather balloon, as the wounded warrior sets guidance or tries to manifest it, or gets guidance and trying to manifest it, allowing all that you are and really sitting in it to receive its guidance and get a passing grade, or letting it pass right through you. The Divine Feminine had Pisces and the Divine Masculine's heart on her side. The Masculine had Virgo and Capricorn, with the King of Cups, Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups on their side. In between them was the Taurus wounded warrior, paying it down as opposed to paying it forward. So they may be paying off a loan or something like that, but paying it down into lower energy as opposed to paying it forward. That was at 8:35, which is the strength or the manifestation of dreams of the wounded warrior, trying to make their life different, perhaps. The overall number here was 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles, that big offer of a new life, time, money, and effort, that life of perfect contentment. And I'd watched this movie before, but I watched The Life of David Gale, which was a pretty cool movie. If you haven't seen it, you might want to watch it. It's good. There's a lot of principles in that movie. 69 is the overall energy of that offer of a new life. And the horizontal pillars came out to 19, 17, and 33, which is the sun, the stars, and then the 33 of the Seven of Wands, the Christ consciousness, and one standing up for themselves. The vertical pillars came up to 11, justice, 3 is the Empress, 0, which is source or space, 24 is the Queen of Wands, 16 is the Tower, 13 is the Death card or transition, and then we had double zeros and then 2 of the High Priestess. So the messages came up as exposing sunshine and dreams, standing up to offer a new life, or time, money, and effort. The justice of union of the Queen of Wands, perhaps a sudden death here, with lots of space for secret offer of a new life, or to express with space from the Queen of Wands and a sudden event, and that can be the Queen of Wands could be a very creative energy that you're coming from, and a sudden end here with more space for a secret offer and a new life. So there's some kind of energy. If you are experiencing a death, I'm so sorry for your loss. But it doesn't have to be a death. It could be an ending of any kind. But it's like something happened to make way for the new. This is the energy that's coming up here. Sunshine and dreams of a standing up to offer a new life, right? Standing up for oneself, being in your truth. And then the justice of the union, or that can be the Empress as well, of abundance. There could be a mother and daughter here as well, in some kind of sudden event or an explosion, or sudden death or sudden end. That can be a match as well, a sports match that you're watching where it's sudden death. But again, then that leaves a lot of space for the High Priestess to connect with that offer of a new life. The twin flame read in front of you on the table was cut and dealt at 850, which is the 8 of the dance, of manifestation of dreams, being strong in and out, and the 50 of the 10 of cups, which is all about emotional fulfillment. Then at 902, the ER of crystals came up, some kind of urgency of cry stalls, purging, or being Christ-like, the need to be more Christ-like, and 9 and 2 are the Hermit and the High Priestess. And then our Y stalls also came up, right? Giving an explanation as to why there are stalls or delays coming on. And that could be installs as well. And then instead of time out, it was coming up as I'm out, or I, me, out. I'm out. I, me. So that could definitely be an urgent need to stand up for yourself and get out. Like, why are there constant stalls? And perhaps someone asking themselves that, well, why don't I just leave now? Why am I allowing this to happen, right? And again, that could be someone who's always allowed someone else to make all the decisions, or feeling bad for people, so allowing them to manipulate or take advantage. So all of those kind of energies could be coming up here. But I finished clarifying at 917, which is the Hermit and the Star. The major arcana here were the Wheel, the Great Wheel, Reflection, which is a Hermit, Justice. And before the read, the star and transition came up, which is Scorpio and Aquarius for me. And then in the read, the wheel, reflection, and justice is a lot of Libra and Virgo. Then we had after the read, there were no majors, but we have the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles in the main part of the read, the Knight of Swords before the read, and the King of Swords after the read. The numbers, the biggest number here is 1010, which is a very high vibrational energy. That high vibration trill of destiny, perhaps of two destinies or two wheels turning. I was just getting Tina Turner. Big wheels keep on turning. We have the 3 of the Empress, the 5 of the Hierophant, the 8 of the Strength card, 35 of the Wounded Warrior, 9 of Wands, 58 of the 4 of Swords, which is that 5D connection, but also taking rests and break and meditating and praying. And 810, which is the end of karma with a lot of source energy backing it up. We also had 56 of the 2 of Swords, 78 of the 10 of Pentacles, which is that heaven on earth, or perhaps the dream family, business or community, or the world. The code line was all about time out, but again, I told you the time was separated from I'm out, and all about the number 10, which is that high vibration, destiny, a turn for the better. And the messages came up as a Sagittarius perhaps, or something sagging perhaps, or perhaps a union as SAG. And regarding this, the Christ God of the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, being the holy place of offering in time out, are the light, the shine, the He, Christ God, the heaven on earth, the holy place of offering, which is the womb, which is the feminine. And I was getting energy around miracles as well here, like something you never thought would happen. And here being a time out for miracles to happen. There's also laughter coming up here. Laughing is your shine, the dawning of the Christ God within you, the high vibration of destiny of being Christ-like now at the T in the road, time out to get out. And I was just getting an eye. This next one starts with an eye. I was just getting an eye for an eye, but there could be that mentality for some. An eye coming up here, though, regarding surrender. Erect, a journey of God, the Christ God, the 10 of Pentacles, the egg, the holy place of offering. That place of purity, of, pure energy of the womb of creation. Like really meditating into the womb, that you are that holy place of offering, like the eye of the third eye, and the ability to surrender, like in meditation, and be erect. That's coming up to help the divine masculine relate to the energy of this flow. A journey of God, the Christ God, is that channeling of energies for heaven on earth. From the womb, where the egg is, the holy place of offering. The Queen of Pentacles here, and again, the other cards from this morning were showing you to shine your golden light upward, to light up the grid. The Queen of Pentacles is the underlying energy here. So, and this read's really good, so I listened to this read for sure. This underlying energy here with the mini cards on top. That top big card is the Queen of Pentacles upright, and below her is the Star reversed, then the Knight of Swords upright, and then the Death or Transition card upright below the Queen of Pentacles. Depression, arrogance of the Knight of Swords, transitioning with the Queen of Pentacles. Perhaps the King of Pentacles, who's reversed here, after a sudden event or a situation, trapped or hands tied and drained with no energy, or ran out of gas or broke down, stressed out, suffering in silence, or perhaps just stressed out or dealing with their sister, or something that's unfair and not sharing, an inequitable relationship here. Perhaps a stable home, but the hermit is not, with bad influences and or third party in energetic exchange or arrows of love, and guilty in a bold move to see a sex offender or go on a jail visit, or just frustrated with no growth, sneaking around when the show is on the road, feeling guilty for cheating and trying to stay centered at 11:17 which is justice, and the 17 of the star of dreams coming true and healing yourself. And there's some of this energy is coming up from the movie last night too, because the whole the life about David Gale is all about the injustice of him getting accused of rape, which he didn't do. I mean, he shouldn't have done what he did. He still cheated on his wife, but he did not rape anyone, and he was drunk, and she took advantage of him. But there's very much that energy of facing your offender. The Knight of Swords here, unable to sleep and rise above, or awake and coming out, as the King of Cups upright post-war, an island to themselves, unable to step out without hitting turbulent waters. There's no rest or peace on death row. All right, so pay attention here. Romantic feelings comes up, and below that was attraction. Give me 1 second. I'm going to turn this off right here so I can focus on this, because this is important. Shocked, surprise, leaning on the truth, about vampiring, lying, cheating, or stealing, or in prison in a losing battle for being caught with a woman who pushed herself on him, a romantic tie. After cheated or cheated on, stopped flirting to commit to romance, with flame always present, with butts and cracks, and the truth always out of the picture, or ghosting to stop narcissistic flirting, to wear matching red ribbons, of red-bottom shoes and matching boots. JR is coming up here, or Dynasty, where Linda is so sweet, with the man with the loot, and Robin Hood and Maid Marian, stealing from the rich to give to the poor, infiltrating the system and taking it down from within. A shocking storyline. And Change with 5, and Love with 6, and the King of Wands reversed, trying to end a nightmare of running out of options to come together, to call out the break in the system, to wake up the broken, to juggle the rainbow instead. Now that the ship is coming in, the dogs are out cold, and the golden flute a sin, made of tin and painted for show. The trumpet has sounded, the chariot is down, the fire organized religion into a rainbow of who's, what's, where's, and how's, and who the hell do you think you are, thinking you know what's best. Ground control to major pom-poms and tom-toms. It's halftime, called off the field, as the chariots are on break, as the entertainment takes over, and the music begins. About a man with a broken spirit, entertaining the crowds to avoid his own issues and help them forget about theirs. Doing the daily, Johnny come lately, the Queen of Pentacles forced to end the war, or abused and can't fight anymore. Romancing the stone, flame lit, die cast, as the triangle chimes in, let the changes begin. The hero's game, freedom from within, at 12:06, which is the Hanging Man and the Lovers, and that's the reader's rant. The underlying energy here is praying and pleading, down on their knees to forgive them, the resistance and the persistence of deception and betrayal, at 12:17, the Hanging Man and the Star, left for dead with only Bambi to the rescue. And then 18 of the Moon at night, the subconscious energies. And going forward after this read is the emotional cycle that's so over, should have ended before, or family unhappiness, trying to rise above, or why they can't sleep, or awakening when they want to stay asleep, in a breakup, or dumping an emotional load, purging, crying, or sweating it out, overwhelmed at the hurt of it. And where is the love? In the heartbreak, separation, and disappointment, in the disconnect and the distance, entertaining the crowds for a living, getting over destitution, exile, illness, and added insult to injury, losing patience, the fallen angel, and avoiding disaster, should the truth ever be told, to the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or world, God forbid, of wealth and prosperity, holding on to their good name for posterity. The recent past here is the 3 of Cups reversed, the third party, Queen of Pentacles, keeping their balls up in the air too. Where land meets sea, inspired by the air that we breathe, reaping rewards of frustration, uninspired or sexually abused, inconceivable or unable to conceive of anything at the moment, losing their mind, called crazy, or a parent who's losing their faculties, lacking faith, and then causing a block to come in, like chest bumping, upside down, in a twist of fate with divine lover, the Empress reversed in lack yet inspired, or Gemini mother who passed, and the Page of Wands who's inspired from it to rant, calling it out, the wake-up call, the present moment, and the gift of the Knight of Cups, coming out of a falling out in the past to work it out and align with a new perspective. At 12:33, the Hanging Man and the Christ vibration, standing up for oneself without getting defensive. The foundation of reflecting, the Hermit reversed, not reflecting or overdoing it, heartbroken divine feminine in the 5D, or the whole world in separation, or at least disappointment and confused, or seeing synchronicities in heaven in their eyes, realizing they found the one but had hung them out to dry, overthinking it, or thinking they were wise. And centralized here is the wheel reversed, the downtime, the time out, the now time, yet out of time, not working out in a twist of fate, as fate would have it, Virgo reversed and Libra reversed on a journey through the underside of the rainbow, the dark night of the soul, not your mother's rainbow, working to align with depression and arrogance, two sides of the same coin, and stepping up to the plate to attempt to hit it out of the park, or at least take a swing and say they tried. The wheel changes gears in retro grades and perspectives, gaining momentum for that momentous home run occasion, the homecoming back to where they started from. And why do we like games that run in circles or diamonds? Ah, the circle of trust and the twinkle in their eye, the inspiration and trust in the follow-through. At 12:41, the Hanging Man and the Ace of Cups of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, and trust. The challenge being the Ten of Pentacles, family, business or community, or the world at large. And the King of Cups, depressed about a third party at home, and the King of Wands upright and the Queen of Pentacles upright, in a losing battle of losing patience or fallen angel, and choosing a new path of the Page of Cups and their innocence, or twin and puppy love. The Knight of Swords and the King of Swords both upright here, or father and child, and a dream girl in 5D, in a nightmare they can't escape from, in disconnect or at a distance, in a breakup and in need of peace, reaping rewards of the wounded warrior, with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, unable to do or change the inevitable, injustice to be had. And so now, in the present moment, the Five of Cups upright of grieving loss and regret, and present to parting and rising above a ghosting, of the Hermit in a performance of the King of Swords and the Emperor reversed, man down, the King of Wands, an affectionate man with new information about a purge or a scam or ruse, getting the thief out of there so the Queen of Wands can get in, dumping a load, sweating it out, overwhelmed, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, needing help and peace, lacking faith, or fell on their face or from grace, with the Queen of Cups reversed, too late for the final performance in front of the world, in a downturn, a wrong move, to prove wrong the powers that be, in front of the world, a major announcement about the Knight of Cups, so sad, a loving innocent man, and the wounded warrior dead at 6:12 p.m. on the clock, on the gurney by 6:02 p.m. The vehicle of infiltration by walking away and dancing the dance of the evidence. The man who loved her and the cause they fought for, the worst, over, and then comes the bliss state. Soon the injustice, or the Queen of Swords reversed regarding the King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles, letting go to recover from heavy burden that she carried about a death and dark night transitions or the end, the divorce or the fall of the powers that be, and needing to learn to use their intuitions. Deeply a spiritual secret passion of two fighting for the freedom of others. At 1:38, the Magician and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles and the Magic Man with special wand or DNA strand, using it to take a swing at the ball tossed their way, so much to shout, yet no breath to come out. At 139, the Magician and the Knight of Cups. The twin flames, Queen of Wands, detoxing dissatisfaction, using the Knight of Cups to offer love and energetic exchange in the hours of love, and yet ignored on the other end. Too busy sitting under that tree, philosophizing on how the fourth baton or leg of the race is different than the first three. No thanks. Walking away, playing hardball, a spitball perhaps, or a curveball they never saw coming, withholding from view if a grand slam happens and no one else is in the stadium to hear and cheer for it. Did it really happen? The silencing of the Lamb, heard around the world, in the good, the wise, and the dramatic, perhaps an automatic. At 146, the Magician and the two children hugging each other. Calling in your soulmate, engagement, you're leveling up, and soulmate again, yes, this is your soulmate. Forgive them, forgive and learn, flirt, and true love. Yes, this is a romance of a lifetime. At 148, the Magician and the Eight of Cups walking away and within. Around the twin flames is the Eight of Wands. There's that energetic exchange again of the arrows of love, or just lots of communication or travel. The Excalibur, the truth that sets you free. Without love can take you down, without defense. The unexpected curveball that the Magician sent. Taming the beast, or in the taming of the shrew. Problems in the workplace and governments of injustice, and those with the tools to support why it is. To be human is to be unjust, and all other to be's. As to air is human, but air to breathe divine. The challenge being here, the block for the twins, is the bliss in the bold move to ascend and rise above the part falling, or the past falling outs, the time out, and the intuition of the in-twit connection, the twin towers of you and I, the hermit missing their flames so much, going crazy, as the inner loving children are so sad in the holy place of offering, of surrender. But the Page of Pentacles cast it out from the group, and the Knight of Wands reversed falling short at night, and the wounded warrior with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles both reversed, and their injustice, that is not fair to them. The Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help to take steps to successful journey to the King of Swords. Or the Page of Pentacles desperately wanting to be able to go upstairs and bring good news to the King of Swords, that they're sovereign now, or they've become independent. The little devil between the Knight and the King of Swords here, the Divine Feminine in the 5D, and the Emperor reversed, losing control, refusing to see an obvious gift from God that's right in front of his face, unable to believe due to worthiness issues. Depression of the Knight of Swords transition through dark night portal with the Queen of Pentacles over isolation and coming out to the Queen of Wands about or in that energetic exchange of arrows of love, and the third party to twist of fate, challenged by a powerful family, because who thinks they know what's best? The powerful family who thinks they know what's best. The injustice of bliss, amiss, unable to manifest, unable to function in grief, on the stairway to heaven where all dogs lie, bridging good news to the King of Swords, Sensei Master, leaving senses, Sensei, but leaving senses B, C, D, and E to the others, claiming their sovereignty at 214, Valentine's Day, the 2 of the High Priestess and the 14 of the Temperance and a higher love, as there were noises outside, as people were slamming their doors. The Queen of Pentacles third party performing, or no reunion concert here, as the hermits over-reflecting or losing their mind to gain momentum and challenged by the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or world, grieving their loss, their regret, and the Queen of Wands injustice of the energetic exchange of bliss, and the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help or a missed opportunity or invite with steps to take if they want to be successful, like the King of Swords, the Master of Ceremonies, having pulled the sword from his stone, laying it gently and ever so carefully across his lap at 2:22. the guidance counselor show. So there are your messages, and I'm going to pull some oracle cards now. And I loved that read. It was so much fun for me. All right, let me just get these out of the way. Okay. Let's see what the Animal Spirit deck has to say. It's 6:28 on the clock, the Lovers and the Twins, and here's 45:13 to 14. And that's the death to the angels through the portal to the angelic realms, and the 45 of the purging process, which is that 4D realm, that purgatory realm, the connection from the 3D to the 5D. You have to go through the clearing tunnel, you can see it as, is the Rainbow Bridge. It's just like giving birth, right? When the baby, there's a reason for the baby going through the canal. It's to compress all the crap out of them so they come out fresh and new with nothing they don't need in them. It's the same type of energy. It just takes a little longer than a birth. But the birth actually took 9 months to get to the canal in the first place. So from this deck here, let's see what comes up. What is our overall message from the reads today? Oh, and that fell right on the floor. There's the crow. There's you guys standing guard of the collective awakening there. The crow's distance. They're talking about the canal, right? The crow's distance is the shortest line, right, from point A to point B. And in a delivery, right, that's straight through the canal. So that's where you have to go if you want to get there quickly. And then we have the buffalo here, who's the one who's super grounded. You know, they're so big and grounded, but they're also heavenly too. And it's about the buffalo and the crow being able to see eye to eye. But you see, both of them are kind of looking at over this way as opposed to at each other here. Not being able to look at each other in the face. You know, and we're seeing like his beak is kind of matching his horn over here. It's cute. So those two are coming face to face. While the groups, it's like this is the twins coming together, no longer doing everything for the others. And this is the others, like the peanut gallery over here, trying to figure it out on their own, right? So here's the bear and the lizard talking to the bee, you know, who got their feelings hurt the other day. And then we have them backed up by the fish, who's a fish out of water, and they feel it too. And the cheetah about to pounce about it as well. And the wolf saying, whatever. Right? But letting them figure it out on their own. As we have the camel, who's very independent, but still a little bluesy underneath, to get past their own depression and learn to find their happiness. And look at the matching colors there. This is the two hearts beating as one. And feeling blue, all alone and blue, as then the crow and the buffalo come together to try to look each other in the face here. One being the grounding mechanism and one standing guard of the collective awakening. And let's see what the journey of love has to say about this. And I'll read to you both the crow and the buffalo today. Let's see what the journey of love has. All right, from the journey of love, what is our takeaway today? And that came right up. Keep it simple. That's the Emperor energy of the 4, simplicity. And 4 is also the lower manifestations of survival as opposed to dreams. But right now, you may be being called to keep things simple because of the energies we're experiencing right now. And it'll lighten up for sure next week because we're out of Scorpio by Friday, is the 19th, when the eclipse happens. And Sagittarius will be much lighter energy, but we're also letting go of the overindulgence of Sagittarius. So maybe this holiday season won't be as overindulgent as usual, or maybe too much overindulgence, to truly get rid of that excess that we don't need in our lives. To show you, you know, what kind of trouble you're bringing yourself by going to such extremes of excess. We also have the bride offers herself of the 43 is coming together. And she's again like the Chariot card, where she's saying, what the heck is taking so long? They're two very different energies, right? This one's like keeping it completely simple, black and white. And so this one's feeling all the other crap coming their way. Because this one's not doing anything. They're just taking a time out right now. And then we have, and these two very much match. You see the greens here. It's very hunter kind of green. As we have the beaver, it's the beaver moon, I think. And then we have the two of the high priestess of the womb of Mother Gaia here, where within nothing there is everything. And to remember that. There's two more cards that want to be seen. And the bottom of the deck here is the heart of the moment, 16, which is the Tower. So sudden events, epiphanies, sexual exchange in the heart of the moment. It's really red. Beneath that is the Woman of Light. So there's your extremes here, right? This is the light, the feminine bringing in a light. And here's that like kind of underworld. And it looks kind of dark in this card of being the heart in the moment. You know, that 3D sexual energy here of that sudden moment of the Tower. And then the Woman of Light, you know, being both. That we're both the shadow and the light. The 46, or the 49 of the Nine of Cups, the Get Your Wish card. And then the Tower of the sudden event that comes in. And you see it's very interesting how the light comes down here, because this is the lower chakra system and this is the upper chakra system, and you see most of the light up here, but you see the trickles of the light coming down here. It's really cool how they go together. That happens all the time in this deck. It's pretty cool that way. And then the other two cards that wanted to be seen is the back of the deck card of self-initiation, which came up this week, of hanging out to see new perspectives with the 12 and wisdom. And then the 22 of the Fool's Journey and loving all that is, even when you can't see it. The 22 is the Fool's Journey of an open heart, taking a leap of faith. Even though you can't see it, you can still hold it and feel it. Using self-initiation to find your faith. Okay, so again, the first three are these guys here of simplicity, the bride offering herself, and within nothing there is everything, which is, you know, what you're nothing without the other, right? Because you have within nothing there's everything. You each have to balance out your masculine and feminine. So when this one's not doing anything, she gets stuck with all this traumatic energy. And that's the coming together here. Again, of not being able to look at each other in the face. Because it's like the feminine's looking at the masculine saying, I'm standing here, like holding the planet here to make sure everything's okay. And what are you doing? And the perspective can be the opposite way too. Because you're each coming into it working hard in a different way, right? One's the gate holder in the 3D, dealing with all the 3D drama. And then the feminine's the energy of the etheric realms, dealing with all of the spiritual drama. Okay, so it's coming from two sides of the same coin, but very different perspectives because of what they've been through. So let's go ahead and read those two. I'm going to read you the crow and the buffalo, and then we're going to read simplicity. So the crow is air, of course. And there you are, crow. Spiritually strong, creative, and watchful. The crow has long been a symbol of magic. A crow personality is drawn to the supernatural and has a gift for seeing the unseen, knowing the unknown. It's said that the crow holds within its mind's eye the three realities of the past, present, and future. The crow's energy is potent and should only be tapped into when the mind is clear. Those with crow tendencies must balance their lives with a healthy diet, joyful friends, and regular self-study. When in balance, they're psychic, strong, and clear, but when they're out of balance, they're ungrounded and hypersensitive. To bring themselves back into balance, daily meditation practice is required here. So Buffalo says, where are you, Buffalo? There you are. So the buffalo is grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When they're in balance, they're trusting and have pure presence. When they're out of balance, they're restless and lack gratitude. To bring back into balance, prayer and bhakti. So again, they can come off ungrateful if they're not in balance. And restless, fidgety too. Okay, so for the other cards, we have Simplicity from the Journey of Love. And number 4, bow to that which is simple. You will find answers to your most complex issues and those questions that seem to defy the possibility of an answer. You'll find the solution now through simplicity. Live one day at a time, have gratitude for whatever you possibly can, and even if you are yet to understand why you should be grateful because you cannot perceive the gift hiding within your struggles quite yet, trust in the goodness of life, seeking to serve you and becoming the fullness of all that you are. Yes, beloved, even in your darkest night, the light of love is serving you. The most sophisticated of problems can be resolved through a simple answer. Love, trust, have faith, be patient. Wait and you shall see. Let simplicity be. This oracle brings you an answer. Everything's going to be all right. Don't add fuel to the fire and look for ways to sort out complicated matters prematurely. Sometimes ingredients need to cook and percolate so that they can become a meal. The circumstances with which you are struggling will right themselves in time. Stay present and be patient. Pray in your own way. Meditation, time in nature, dance, and literally talk to the divine. When you need to take a clear, simple action, you will feel it. Relax and know it's all going to work out for the best. There is peace for one whose heart is open. Make sure to drink your water, get your rest, get your joy in your nature. Take a deep breath. And another deep breath. I'm sweating. Rise and be love, you guys. Have a great day, night. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing one.